Welcome to our digital fireside, dear viewers. As the sun dips below the horizon and the stars begin to twinkle in the night sky, it's time to immerse ourselves into a magical world of tales and fables. Tonight, we're traveling to a land of enchantment and mystery, a land where the ordinary meets the extraordinary, where the smallest creatures embark on the grandest adventures. We're bringing to life an ancient Indian tale, a tale that has been passed down through generations, whispered by grandmothers to wide-eyed children on cool, starry nights. This is the bedtime story of the mice and the elephants. So, snuggle up under your blankets, let the world outside fade away, and let's step together into this magical world where mice rule a ghost town and elephants hold court. Let the story unfold and take you on a journey of courage, friendship, and the surprising power of the seemingly small and insignificant. As our tale begins, we transport you to a forgotten corner of India, to a deserted city where the echoes of its past still linger. Welcome, dear friends, to the ghost town. In a forsaken corner of the timeless land of India, nestled amongst the crumbling relics of a bygone era, lay a ghost town bathed in the hush of antiquity and seclusion. This was once a thriving city, known for its majestic temples, ornate palaces, and grand courtyards, standing testament to its glorious past. Frescoes that once narrated stories from ancient scriptures and vibrant bazaars that once bustled with traders from distant lands were now an eerily beautiful abode of solitude, shrouded in an alluring mist of mystery. The town's grandeur had not faded entirely, though, as it now served as a flourishing habitat for a burgeoning population of mice. These tiny creatures reveled in the tranquility and desolation, constructing an elaborate maze of tunnels and passageways beneath the cobblestone streets, a mirror to the city's network of alleys and bylanes above the ground. They thrived in their own societal structure, modeled on the civilization they now occupied. Their lives were strikingly similar to the previous human inhabitants, their social gatherings, festivals, weddings, and banquets under the pale moonlight. The city's grand palaces and temples, which once echoed human festivities, now resonated with the rustling of mice. Their cacophony of chatters and squeaks was a peculiar but enchanting echo of the human civilization that once thrived in these very streets and buildings. As the chapters of time unfolded, the fragile equilibrium of this micro-universe was shattered. A thunderous eruption of noise marked the arrival of a colossal herd of elephants, truly majestic in their grandeur and might. They were the titans of the wilderness, each behemoth an epitome of raw power and grace. As they stampeded through the desolate town one day, their enormous size moved the earth beneath them, creating a symphony of seismic vibrations. An oral assault followed, a cacophony of trumpets and roars originating from the very depths of their beings. Their target was a sublime lake situated in the west. The elephants were so engrossed in their journey that they failed to take cognizance of the devastation they were orchestrating. The exquisitely intricate mazes and passageways of the mice, painstakingly constructed over many generations, were trampled and crushed under their huge, relentless feet. The effect was akin to an earthquake, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The town was subjected to a level of chaos and disorder it had never experienced before. The damage was so extensive that the town was left reeling in disarray. In the heart of the mouse colony, a venerable elder named Raktim called forth an urgent assembly. His fur was tinted with the silver hue of age, his eyes sparkled with wisdom, and his voice echoed the tales of countless winters. The atmosphere was fraught with tension as the council members gathered beneath the moonlit sky. A murmur of apprehension rippled through the crowd as they shared hushed whispers and exchanged anxious glances. Raktim cleared his throat, and silence fell like a shroud. His voice echoed in the stillness, painting a vivid picture of their once thriving community, now on the precarious edge of extinction. He emphasized the hard, cold truth. If the elephants returned, it would spell disaster for their kind. They listened in rapt attention, their tiny hearts pounding like drums against their rib cages. An intense debate ensued, with each council member voicing their fears, presenting their arguments, and offering potential solutions. Some suggested a mass migration, others thought about fortifying their nests, while a few advocated for a diplomatic approach towards the elephants. Emotions ran high, fear, despair, but also a glimmer of hope. The decision-making process was arduous. each option weighed carefully against the survival of their species. After what seemed like an eternity under the starlit night, a consensus was reached. A brave faction of mice, headed by Rakdim's gallant grandson, Chitragupta, would follow the trail of the elephants to a nearby lake, hoping to negotiate a coexistence or at least understand their intentions. The fate of their community hung in the balance as the brave battalion of mice embarked on their mission. They found themselves standing before the Elephant King, a majestic creature named Indrajit, gleaming under the sunlight that streamed through the thick canopy of trees overhead. His body, a testament to raw strength and power, towered over them, casting long, intimidating shadows on the forest floor. But the eyes that met theirs bore the softness of wisdom. The mice, led by Chitragupta, presented their plea, their voices echoing eerily in the otherwise silent forest. "Oh, great king!" Chitragupta started, the words ringing with an air of desperation in his small voice. "Our community of mice dwells in the deserted village that your mighty herd has inadvertently trampled. If you choose to return by the same path, it could spell the end of our existence. We are but small and insignificant to your grandeur." He paused for emphasis, his eyes locked with Indrajit's, then continued, "Please, we beseech you to lead your kind home by another way. There might come a day when we, the humble mice, could aid you in return." Indrajit, though initially amused by the thought of tiny mice coming to the aid of his mammoth, was filled with remorse for the unintended havoc they had wreaked on the mice's settlement. The other elephants, who had been listening silently, shifted uneasily, their eyes reflecting the same remorse. The silence was palpable as Indrajit lifted his trunk in a solemn promise. "We will take an alternate route home," he assured them, his voice resonating through the silence. The promise held. The mice sighed a collective sigh of relief, and the forest seemed to breathe with them. Yet destiny had plotted a different course. A nearby king, infamous for his nature and insatiable avarice, had ordered his skilled hunters to capture elephants. This monarch was known for taking perverse delight in exploiting innocent creatures for his selfish pursuits. The hunters, well versed in deception and trickery, hatched an intricate plan. They meticulously set a covert trap within the peaceful refuge of the lake, using nets camouflaged to blend with the natural setting. The Elephant King, along with his unsuspecting herd, sought solace in the cool embrace of the lake, unaware of the impending doom. As they joyfully plunged in for a swim, the trap was sprung. The tranquil water turned into a battlefield as the entangled elephants thrashed, their trumpets of despair echoing through the forest. It took 2 excruciating days for the hunters to subdue the mighty beasts and haul them from their watery prison. Their strength depleted, the captured elephants were chained to the towering trees in the verdant forest, their freedom cruelly ripped away. The scene was heart-wrenching, a testament to the monarch's callousness and the terrifying power of his hunters. At the apex of their desperation, the Elephant King entrusted the burden of their survival to his juvenile offspring, Bhima, who remained unbounded. The young prince was tasked with seeking help from an unlikely ally, the mice. The gravity of this request for aid was carried by Bhima as he journeyed through the dense, foreboding forest to reach the mice's settlement. He traversed perilous terrains, waded through fast-flowing rivers, and the pitch-black nights filled with ominous sounds. Once there, the crisis of the Elephant King resonated deeply within the mouse community, igniting a spark of heroism among them. With resolve burning in their hearts, they set forth on a daring rescue mission through the labyrinthine jungle led by Bhima. As they neared the captive elephants, the mice were met with the daunting sight of their enormous friends entwined in heavy ropes. Undeterred, the brave mice banded together, gnawing relentlessly at the ropes. Time seemed to stand still as they worked with fierce determination, their sharp teeth cutting through the confinements until one by one, each elephant was released. The air was filled with trumpets of joy and relief as the elephant herd, unshackled free, began their journey back home, guided by the steady light of the moon. Meanwhile, the mice community, their bravery and resolve having been put to the ultimate test, returned to their homes amidst a grand celebration. Stories of their heroic rescue echoed through the night as they feasted and danced under the starlit sky. The victory not only solidified their place as heroes, but also ushered in an era of prosperity, which saw the mouse community flourish for many generations. And thus, dear listener, this grand epic articulates an ageless wisdom, a lesson that spans centuries. Imagine a universe where size is not a determining factor for dominance, where the timid mouse, often seen as insignificant, shares an equal footing with the mammoth elephant, a symbol of strength and power. They exist in a serene equilibrium, a testament to a world that thrives on diversity and mutual respect. Picture the mouse scurrying about, lost in its world, a tiny heartbeat in the vast expanse. Meanwhile, the elephant, with its gentle grace, strides with a quiet power, aware of its might yet choosing peace. They coexist not as predator and prey, but as two equal entities, a living proof to the world that peaceful existence is not just a dream, but a reality that can be achieved. As we turn the pages of life, let us learn from these gentle creatures and weave our stories with threads of respect and compassion. Good night.